Galloping Hill Banquet Center is on target. It's supposed to be open April 1st, and here's what they said.
As to the opening of the clubhouse, yes, we're still on target for April 1st. And as far as the budget coming in at 15.5, the only change order we have issued is the 750,000, and that's all we will be issuing. Won't be no more.
It's on target, 2.5 weeks or so, and
It won't be completed.
we'll be no more, no overages. It's all fine, so don't worry about that. Now, what you can do there? Restaurant is going to be called the Red Knot, K-N-O-T. But naturally, what else would you call it? It's now they list. There was an ordinance where they listed prices.
What's the resolution?
That seemed
the February 28th.
it seemed a little off. But here's where I go and ask about the resolution and their question. There.
I guess 4 questions on this. I have a copy of the resolution and the fees and all that stuff. The restaurant is going to be called the Red Knot, I guess K-N-O-T. That's what it says, the Red Knot menu. I was curious as to, I looked up, I Googled, what Red Knot is, a bird that feeds on arthropods and larvae. Now, I took the parental filter off, and I found more Red Knot having to do with weddings, but I don't think we want to get into that. What's the rationale behind calling it Red Knot? And the price comparison for these weddings and Sweet 16, quinceañeras and mitzvahs, it's pretty much $100 a plate for everything. Sweet 16s and banquets are $45 and stuff like that. But it looks like it just varies slightly by day of the week and time. And in theory, if you're really running one of these places, you give a break to someone who has a lot more people coming in, stuff like that. It seems like you're going to get the 5-person weddings, you get it for $500. If you're fixed like this, why would you do something like that and not vary it by, let's say, the number of people who are in an event? Which, in theory, if you have 400 at an event, it should cost less a plate than if you had like 5. But it seems to be fixed here. And, last thing is on this second paragraph that's added to the resolutions on both of them. It says, give the Department of Parks and Recreation head the ability to cut the fees in half for whoever. What's the purpose of that, and who are you planning? This is just someone who has, let's say, Democratic Committee fundraiser to do, and they can't afford the full cost. So you could cut it in half. It seems on both these things. And it's a limit, 12 per event. But what's the rationale behind that? And that's only 3, but I'll stop at that. So I was just curious on those points.
Through you, Madam Chair, the naming of Red Knot came about as, I guess it's an endangered species. It was a bird that was quickly approaching on the endangered species list. It actually migrates through the state of New Jersey on its way to Argentina from Greenland. So we felt it was appropriate, it was catchy, and we've had really good feedback from it. As far as the fees being set in regards to from $45 to $100 on some special days, this is obviously we're starting the business, so we're not going to look at minimums and maximums. We're not going to go ahead and give you a discount right now. The market doesn't demand it for more people. We are actually booking events at 200 to 300 people, and nobody's asking for a discount because they're getting more people on it. So it seems like what we're setting the prices at is working. As far as, I forgot the last question. As far as the change being ability, that actually came about because we wanted to be able to, for instance, last year we had a Father's Day special. We wanted to be able to have authorize the head of Parks and Recreation to allow us to do an event where the children, for instance, if a father showed up with his child, the father would be able to pay for the green fee, and the child's green fee was actually waived, so it was a half price basically for the round it off. So we want to do specials like that so we can, again, engage the community on days like that. It's not going to be for special parties or anything like that.
So we could post this whole thing. The ordinance is on there. We could link to it, but it seems kind of pricey. And my issue is, this looks like a real restaurant, banquet center. You know, fairly complicated way to run it. You know, it's kind of tough to make money on this thing. And this is from an entity that is bailing out of the jail business, the stables, the nursing home business. You'd be hard pressed to find anything that they run well. I mean, what do they? Well, there'll be a poll at the bottom of this. Just pick what they run well, what you want them to run. But a restaurant with all the, it's difficult to get people in a restaurant if we could pan here. But how are they going to run this well?
The Union County Improvement Authority is going to do it.